the Knicks right now should be heavily favored to get to the finals. I do not think they'll win the finals. I've said that all along. I don't think anybody thinks, I'm not saying the diehard Knicks fan doesn't think they have a chance, but it's going to be a long shot. They're going to be a very decisive underdog, but that's fine. Forget that. The idea this year is to get to the finals and then take your best shot. And I think things set up very well for them. Cleveland is a puzzle to me. They should be better, but I'm not a Harden guy. If you've listened to me through the years, you know I am not a Harden guy in any way. But Cleveland is just a puzzle. They really are. Detroit will try hard. They'll bang. They'll play defense. Cunningham is really good, and I thought Harris played really well in the Orlando series, and Orlando gave that series away. I mean, gave it away, but in Game 6. But they don't have a legitimate, bona fide guy they can count on to score other than their star, and it's not enough. It's just not enough. Against a good team, it's really not enough. And I would think Cleveland would beat them, but I don't know what to make of Cleveland right now. You look at Cleveland sometimes, and they just don't play at all. And I'm talking about Mitchell. I'm talking about Harden. I'm talking about, Allen was enthusiastic last night, really enthusiastic last night, but not always the case. Just so puzzling. The Knicks are, without question, the best team in the East. I mean, it's not even an issue anymore. Will Philly have its moments in this series? They might. It'll depend on Embiid. They'll get good games out of Maxey. George will do what George does. Edgerton will have some good games shooting the basketball. But it's going to be whether Embiid can play like Embiid. And, it seems like every other trip down the court is hold your breath. He looks like he's going to keel over half the time. It's his knee, it's his side, it's his back. He's a wonderfully talented player. He's really an unstoppable offensive player because he can make the outside shot and he can get fouled, and nobody can really handle him. He's a very big man, and he's a very talented man, but he's also an incredibly brittle player. And it's hard to see him doing it game in and game out. Now, tonight he got a game where he didn't have to do much. They called the dogs off early. He got some rest. I'm sure it'll be different in Game 2. But the bottom line is, without him playing to the level of where he's scoring 30 points and getting 10 rebounds and fouling out Towns and fouling out Robinson, Philly's not going to beat the Knicks. That's all there is to it. And now the Knicks are one game up, and listen, you take it one game at a time. And I know a lot of people were bailing out early in the Atlanta series. And Atlanta posed a couple of problems they weren't ready for. But they adjusted to it, and they did what they had to do to Atlanta, and they completely took over the series and dominated it. And right now they continue to play that kind of dominating basketball. I mean, these kind of playoff games are no fun, let's be honest. This game's over at the half. There's no intensity. The fourth quarter is all going. When you're going to a playoff game and the entire fourth quarter is garbage time, I mean, it's not very exciting. But hey, a win's a win. That's all that's the only way you can look at it. In the West, I would be very surprised if we don't get the OKC San Antonio matchup that we expect to get. I look forward to that series. I think everybody who likes basketball will look forward to that series. Hopefully Wemby's healthy. Hopefully OKC is healthy. And we get a series played on a very high level there. And they are two very talented teams, there's no question. And obviously, OKC, if they had one team that gave them any trouble, it obviously San Antonio. So we'll see how that unfolds. But I expect to see OKC in the final. And anything except the final for the Knicks will be a bitter disappointment. And I think having a final in this town will be a very big deal. A very big deal. And, the one thing historically is you get to a final and you just don't know. So many times through the years, an injury, a weird injury, a sprained ankle, a collision, somebody goes down or whatever, a shoulder, this, that. The bottom line is it can change the face of a series dramatically. So you just never know. And that's why you got to get there. And right now, the Knicks took their first step to get there